Tell me what you eat, and I will tell you who you are. Or as we popularly say, you are what you eat. The first phrase dates back to 1825 from a French philosopher who wrote a book called The Physiology of Taste. The association between diet and health has been a constant concern for centuries. The idea of a low-carbohydrate diet, the famous low carb, is not a modern concept. Let's get started, because in today's video I will identify 7 foods that you need to avoid, as they worsen your sexual health and your erections. Sexual health, especially erectile function, is directly related to your eating habits. Some foods can alter, for example, your blood circulation, your cardiovascular health, and even your hormone production. Today, I will identify 7 foods that you need to eliminate, or 7 habits of eating these foods, and I am certain that the last one will surprise you. First type of food, those that are ultra-processed. These modern-day foods, chips, cookies, frozen meals. These foods are rich in preservatives, refined sugars, and trans fats, which promote the development of metabolic diseases. An English study even confirmed the association between high consumption of this type of food and the emergence of metabolic diseases such as dyslipidemia, hypertension, and diabetes, which is directly linked to the worsening of your sexual function and your erections. Second type of food, processed meats, sausage, bacon, ham. This type of food is rich in trans fats and also in sodium. An American study confirmed that this diet is directly associated with the development of erectile dysfunction. Third type of food to avoid, fried foods, especially those foods that are fried in vegetable oils. These vegetable oils are rich in a type of trans fat, which is the worst type of fat that exists, because it will increase the concentration of LDL, which is bad cholesterol, and lower that of HDL, which is good cholesterol. LDL has the capacity to deposit on the vascular wall, on the walls of the arteries, promoting the formation of fatty plaques, atherosclerotic plaques, which are a major threat to your vascular health. As we know, the phenomenon of erection is the arrival and increase of blood flow to the penis. When a patient has impaired vascular health, they will consequently have difficulty with blood reaching the penis and maintaining that erection, meaning they lose the erection more easily. Furthermore, it is important for us to maintain high levels of HDL, the good cholesterol, because it is responsible for removing fats, fatty plaques, this bad fat, and taking it to the liver to be metabolized. Therefore, the best type of fat to consume is unsaturated fats, which have the ability to increase HDL levels and reduce LDL levels, and we can find them naturally in olive oil, in foods like nuts and avocado. Fourth type of food, sodas and sugary drinks. The consumption of this type of food is directly associated with obesity and increased insulin resistance. In other words, the development of diabetes. There is an American study published in 2020 in the Journal of Medicine that associates the excessive consumption of soda in men who develop moderate to severe cases of erectile dysfunction. This can be explained because the excess sugar causes a deterioration in vascular health, causing direct damage to the endothelium, which is the lining of the blood vessels, facilitating the deposition of fatty plaques, atherosclerotic plaques. Fifth type of food to be avoided, those rich in sodium, for example, canned foods and fast foods, so commonly consumed in our modern times. This type of food is directly related to the emergence of diseases such as systemic arterial hypertension, the famous high blood pressure, which is one of the main risk factors for the development of erectile dysfunction. This is because this uncontrolled blood pressure will damage the walls of the blood vessels, compromising your vascular health. Sixth eating habit to be avoided is the excessive consumption of alcohol. As we know, alcohol is a central nervous system depressant. Therefore, it alters functions such as libido, it can cause ejaculation disorders, and also cases of erectile dysfunction. Furthermore, we know that the consumption of alcohol combined with medications for the treatment of erectile dysfunction, such as sildenafil and tadalafil, can potentiate the side effects and reduce their action. And the 7th recommendation, the 7th food to avoid, and this one I think few people know, is to avoid excessive consumption of foods rich in soy. Although there are some proven health benefits with the normal consumption of soy, a diet very rich in this type of food will provide the patient with an excess of phytoestrogens. These substances mimic estrogens, which are female hormones. When we ingest a diet very rich in soy, especially male patients, these estrogens can inhibit the production of substances in the brain that activate and stimulate the testicles in the production of testosterone. These phytoestrogens can therefore, when in excess, cause a drop in libido and difficulty with the patient's sexual function. Now that you know which foods are sabotaging your sexual health and your erections, let me ask you a sincere question. What if there was a 100% natural, safe, and scientifically based way to regain the potency you had in your 20s, using just 7 seconds of your day? A simple, direct method that addresses the root of the problem without relying on pills, pumps, or expensive treatments. If you truly take your virility seriously and want to give your partner the kind of pleasure she will never forget, then you need to see this now. The link is in the description and also in the QR code on the screen. But look, watch while it's still available, because this presentation may be taken down at any time. Without a doubt, this is one of the most important videos on this channel, with simple habits that can change your sexual health as long as they are applied to your routine regularly. Share this information with people you know, with those who will benefit from it. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, activate notifications, and stay tuned for our weekly content. A hug, and see you next time.